review and approval of the minutes of the last meeting we had. I know Victoria sent them out. I had a chance to look at them. They're the December 16th meeting that we had. It was a subcommittee meeting. The first of what will probably be at least two meetings. We'll see what happens today, but it was also on the issue of development of the roster, the firearm approved firearm roster. Ryan and Chief.
I did.
Okay, I didn't see anything. I thought they were very well done and comprehensive. Motion to approve.
I move.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Yeah, it's a unanimous vote to approve.
Aye.
Okay, so the second issue on the agenda is a continued discussion of the earlier discussion of whether long guns need to be on the approved firearm roster that's currently in existence. And just to summarize what we did last time, we discussed a number of reasons that we felt the long guns should or should not be on there. And then we tasked Ryan with his agreement to draft up a proposal regarding whether or not we're going to advise the Secretary of Public Safety or which way we're going to advise the Secretary of Public Safety. I know I had some comments that I passed on to John. Any other comments, Chief? I think you had, excuse me, you had some comments, Ryan. I don't know if you had any comments, or if we want to discuss what was proposed.
No, I thought what Ryan did look great. The only thing the edit I mentioned, there was a reference to the Gun Control Advisory Board that just needed to be changed to the Firearms Control Advisory Board. But other than that, I thought it looked great.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I had sent John a similar comment on that. I didn't pick up on the gun versus firearm, so thanks for catching that, Chief. I had commented on one thing. Let me get my copy here. At the end, Brian, I think you had mentioned that we might want to say that something about what the legislature intended and whether we should suggest that they consider taking action. And my comment to John basically was we might want to just not delve into that issue. And my feeling around that was, first of all, the legislature wrote it. They used the words that they did. Obviously, if push comes to shove, it'll be up to some court to decide how we read it. But I think it might be best just not to suggest what they did. What they did, and they expressed it through their final draft and ultimate approval. And what action they should take or not is up to them. So other than that, I would suggest just taking that, what was it? It might have been one sentence.
Maybe the last sort of sentence and a half there.
Yeah, I'm on the, here it is, right, the last paragraph there. Context surrounding the use of the word firearm suggests that, et cetera, et cetera.
I think maybe just end it after the word handguns in the second sentence and
Context surrounding.
leave it at that.
Handguns. Yeah, I think that would work if you agree, Ryan and Chief. And again, no slight to the legislature or anybody, but they perform their duty as they saw it, and we can only go based on what they have approved.
Well, I think you're right. Now we don't really have any way of verifying what their intent was. I mean, we can guess, but
Yeah, sometimes you can, but it is rare. I think the only other thought that I had was whether we wanted to, I know we say it, or I think we discussed it at the meeting. I'm not sure if it appeared in here, but there were a number of other examples that I found in the statute where in context, the word firearm meant something other than the full scope of what is now defined as firearms, being rifles, shotguns, handguns, pistols, revolvers, stun gun, etc. There are examples. The record will speak for itself. I'm not saying we necessarily have to put anything in, but if anybody else felt that we should add something that shows one other example, I can sketch something up. We can drop it as a footnote, or we can just present this to the secretary as drafted. John, how would it get? We would transmit it to him through you.
So, Judge, the way I think we should probably proceed here is, first, actually, just backing up, I think, if there are other examples to include, I think it's a great idea to put them in the document. Certainly, once the document is presented to the members, I'll send it to them before the meeting on Friday so they have a chance to read it, but we'll have hard copies then. It'll be a public document. I think if we have other examples that buttress the position, then we should probably throw them in, whether it's a new paragraph or a footnote. Aside from that, I think, when the chair was thinking about the subcommittee, process-wise, the idea would be for the subcommittee to make their recommendation to the full committee. And then the full committee would either adopt the recommendation or not adopt the recommendation, and whatever the final recommendation / guidance is, then that would be made to the secretary. And certainly if this is adopted, I would expect, this would be something that I would provide to him and our internal team here. So yes, I think this would be serve sort of dual purposes, but I think we'll have to get the full committee to ultimately take a vote on the recommendation that will go up, and the vote won't be tomorrow because it's not on the agenda. And so I think tomorrow or Friday would be a full discussion of this and the recommendations and whatnot, and any future vote would probably be at next month's meeting. So it was a long answer. I apologize for the lack of brevity there.
No, I apologize for it. I wasn't intending to leave the rest of the board out of this. Pass it on to the newness of being on. I haven't been on a board like this for a while, so I got to remember the limitation of a subcommittee. We answer to the full board. So what I can do between now and Friday is I'll sketch out. I do have one that I had sketched out, and I've got citations on the other ones. But I'll type something out. I'll have it. I'll bring it as a handout for the rest of the board, and we can discuss which one, if any, we want to include.
Sounds great.
Okay. So do we want to approve this? Do we want to act on this as drafted, subject to any further modification and or acceptance or rejection by the full board?
You
That
need a
works.
motion?
Okay, yeah, let's, and motion from anybody to that effect?
Chair, I'll make a motion that we present a report to the full board.
I'll second.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? And John, did you have anything further to add?
Nope. I don't, Judge.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. No abstentions. It's unanimous. The motion carries. Okay, did we have any other business? I don't think we had any other business, John, for the subcommittee at this stage.
I don't think
guess-
so. Victoria, we don't have anything else on the agenda, right? Aside from the housekeeping matters of final member comments and public comment, and then anything that we didn't reasonably anticipate. I think that's it, right, Victoria?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, the only other thought, and I guess we'll have to defer to the full board on this, whether they want this subcommittee to do further work in connection with any other roster, or just disband the subcommittee and leave that for creation or establishment of another subcommittee at the appropriate time. So that's another thing we can talk about on Friday. I see that there are a number of members of the public and our other persons tuned in. Is there any comment by anybody? Anything to add or discuss? Okay, I see a KJ, I see a BF, and I see an EG. Thank you for attending and participating. We intend on all these meetings be open, and the fact that we are joined by others, not only confirms that we did get a notice out and people look at these notices, and B, that there are parties out there that are interested in hearing our business. So hearing no comments from the public, I'm doing this in reverse order. Any other comments by any of the members?
No, thank you.
No.
All right, John, anything else you wanted to add?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we have a subcommittee meeting scheduled for Friday afternoon. Why don't we just leave it in place? Depending upon what happens at the full meeting, we may need to have a further subcommittee discussion. I take it that subcommittee meeting is also posted and noticed. Good. Yeah, I think it's better, unless you feel otherwise, John. Let's just leave it in place. If we don't have to use it, we can cancel it at the full meeting. But if we have to use it, it's already noticed and the public has been appropriately advised.
Sounds great.
Okay, so 10 o'clock at 200 Arlington on this Friday, right?
That's right.
Excellent. Good. Look forward to seeing everybody. Maybe I'll have my wife stir up a batch of cookies. She used to do that for the trial court every once in a while, but they made me retire, so they're not getting any more cookies from me. All right. Thank you all. Victoria, thank you for your help on this as well.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you Friday.
everybody on- Yeah,
Thank
see you
you.
Friday.
See you
Friday.
Friday.
Bye-bye.
Take care.